Okay, so let's see, phones are away. We got 2 handouts. Everybody got 2 handouts, right? And notebooks. We're gonna need the notebooks because we're gonna review a few things. Today's lesson is gonna be on homeostasis, which you guys already did a little bit about, organ systems, and something new called negative feedback, which is an important aspect of homeostasis. So I'm gonna pull up some slides here. There we go. All right, homeostasis. This is actually really cool. It's very important. Without homeostasis, we'd be dead. It's really important for life. It seems kind of boring because it's like homeostasis. It's basically same. Homeostasis is like same. Homeo, like homo, same. And stasis, which is just staying still, right? That sounds kind of boring, but it's really critical for us. So this is kind of a cool analogy that I came across, which was, you go to get ramen or something, right? You could have the ramen be too hot, then that's going to be a problem. It's too cold, you're not going to enjoy it. That's definitely going to be a problem. And then right in the middle is just right. So homeostasis is about finding that right balance, keeping things at the right right level. Okay. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So homeostasis. This is the simplest definition I could come across. I really like this one because it's so straightforward. A state of balance among all the body systems needed for the body to survive and function correctly. Okay, so there's a few aspects here. One is the importance of a stable internal environment. It means within your cells, within your body, you need to have certain things within a certain range. Body temperature is an obvious one, right? You need to maintain that. So the idea is to keep those internal conditions consistent even when the external conditions change. Like it might be freezing cold outside, it might be really hot outside, that sort of thing. But your body is able to maintain the right temperature, and it has systems that allow it to do that, and we're going to talk about those. Another important thing is having a set point, right? So the set point, we have a certain body temperature, which is like 98. You guys probably all know from the pandemic, right? 98.6 degrees roughly, or if you know Celsius, 37 degrees. If you're going to become a scientist, you're definitely going to need to know Celsius. But that's the set point for our bodies, and pretty much all mammals have that set point. And that's just the conditions where the enzymes in our body function, our cells function. Remember, the ribosomes making protein, they function properly at those temperatures. So there's a set point that we're trying to maintain. And then the last point is the feedback loops. So feedback loops are a way to get us back to where we want to be. So conditions deviate from the set point. This is really hot outside. And then we have feedback mechanisms to allow us to, if we need to, lower our body temperature, right? Like sweating, for example, So those are 3 key points. And if you go to your one of your assignments, I think this was assignment 3, Is It Alive? If you open that up in your book, I have it on page, what do I have? Page 13 for me. We had 8 different characteristics of life that we went through there. And yeah, this is one of those assignment sheets. I won't say whose it is, but I like their handwriting. It's nice here, I can read it. This one right here, number 5, let's see, can zoom in here. And you guys can see, number 5 was maintain homeostasis. So we talked about the body reacts to temperature, and it sweats sweats or shivers in order to maintain the right body temperature. Okay. Yeah, and we had this station. This was station 5. We talked about homeostasis, what that definition is. You have that in your notes. And then you took the temperature, if you guys remember that station, doing that. All right, we're going to watch a little video. What I like about this video, not just the video itself, but also the images. It's trying to balance. So this is a cell here, and it's trying to balance. So that's the idea. You try to go one way, you just adjust, right? You go too far one way, then you push back the other way, okay? So let's watch this guy. No sound.
Negative feedback and positive feedback. Negative feedback is like a tug of war, involving a push and pull to maintain homeostasis. Negative feedback works like this. Change occurs, a sensor will sense it, and relay the information to a central hub. That central hub will signal a response to counteract the change. Consider glucose levels in the blood, which are maintained within a stable range through negative feedback loops. After a meal, your blood glucose levels increase beyond a certain range. The pancreas senses this as the blood flows through it. Chemical receptors, little proteins jutting out from cells, on the pancreas bind to these glucose molecules. This triggers the pancreas to produce and secrete the hormone insulin into the bloodstream.
You guys have all heard of insulin, right? Your it regulates your blood glucose, and if you have issues with your insulin, you end up with diabetes, right? So some people actually, their pancreas doesn't create insulin, is unable to produce it, so they have to actually inject insulin into their bodies to regulate their glucose. So, but most of us, the pancreas works fine and it does that. So that's the idea of a feedback, is blood sugar goes up, the pancreas senses that, and then produces insulin, and insulin then causes cells to take up the sugar so that your blood sugar then goes back to normal.
One of insulin's and either use or store it. As the cells increase their uptake of glucose, its levels will decrease in the blood. Temperature is also maintained through negative feedback loops. Temperature is regulated by the hypothalamus, a critical region in your brain. Temperature-sensing neurons located all over the body send the hypothalamus information about temperature. If it's hot, the hypothalamus sends signals to cool us down. This includes signals to the blood vessels to either expand or vasodilate. This allows more blood to reach the skin, where heat can escape. We also begin sweating, which cools us down through evaporation. If it's too cold, the hypothalamus sends signals to warm us up. This includes signals to the blood vessels to narrow or vasoconstrict. Narrow blood vessels mean less blood will reach the skin, so we lose less heat. Erector pili, small muscles attached to hair follicles in the skin, will contract to cause goosebumps, which serve to trap a layer of air between the hairs. We may also begin to shiver, which generates a lot of heat from muscle activity. Humans and other mammals maintain a constant internal temperature through a range of physiological changes. This is why we're called warm-blooded, or more correctly, endotherms. Animals like reptiles and...
Well, we won't go into that, but like Nova at the back there, she's an ectotherm, right? She's what we call cold-blooded, so she doesn't regulate her body temperature. She has to depend on the environment, so that's why she has a heat lamp. She feels cool, she goes under the heat lamp so she can warm up. Us, our bodies can do all of that. Is Nova out, or is she hiding? Hiding? Usually out this time of day. Okay. Then continue. I like that video. It's good. I hope you guys do too. Okay. Then we're going to talk about how some examples of homeostasis in our bodies. You guys remember this factory assignment? I think it was assignment number 7. If you guys can flip to that in your books. Cells and organelles. I think I'm missing it, but you guys remember, right? We're basically comparing the cell and the factories to each other. And we broke it down into different parts of the factory, which were similar to different parts of our cell, right? Different organelles in the cell. So what I want you guys to do is take about a minute and turn to a partner and just think about what different things the cell needs to regulate to maintain homeostasis. Okay, temperature is one, we talked about that. But think about what other ones, and so there's 2 aspects. One is like, think about what a factory needs to regulate for its own homeostasis, and then what would cell need to maintain, okay? So spend about a minute doing that, and then I'll just listen and we'll kind of share some things, okay? Thank you. Go for it. factory, and then what things might they be responsible for regulating? Just on a sheet, right?
Oh no, on your slideshow.
Oh, on the side. Okay.
After maybe on there or on the slide next to it, right?
Yeah.
Is that too difficult to throw in there?
No. If you guys don't remember the questions, I put them up here for you on the screen. It's too small to see, isn't it? Trying to make this bigger. I lost my menu. There we go. Okay. Just gonna make these bigger so we can read them. Oops, that's not bigger. Okay, does anybody want to share either regulated by the factory or regulated by a cell? Anybody? Jackson, do you have anything? No? I heard a couple. So one of the things I heard about the factory was if you make too much of a product, right? Then you have to get it out of this out, right? So then go into like the shipping department, get rid of it. Anybody have another one? How about the cell? What things does the cell need to regulate? Remember we did the cell as a system, and you had all the stuff going in and going out of the cell. What are some of the things that the cell needs to regulate? Remember the osmosis? We did plant osmosis. Remember you added salt water and the cell shrank? So that's one, right? It has to regulate water in the cell. So that's an example. Anything else? What does a cell need to take in and give out? What do we breathe that the cell needs? Oxygen. I heard oxygen. Very good. Oxygen. Yep, has to go in. And then what goes out? That's right. CO2. Yep. And then also nutrients, right? Food. The cell in particular uses glucose. Right? So it has to bring in glucose. So those are some good ones. Those are good examples. I think we get the idea. All right. Shift. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks for that. So the one I was thinking of, in particular, to use as an example, is these guys over here, right? The guys who take care of all of the trash, any excess stuff that there is, because a factory or a cell, we do produce a lot of waste. So we have to be able to get rid of that stuff. So what takes care of that for us or in the factory, it's going to be the maintenance workers, right? That remove all the trash, paper, cardboard, leftover byproducts of whatever the factory makes. All those things have to be removed, right? Do you guys remember? Maybe you can look in your notebook. What is in the cell is responsible for this function? What takes care of breaking things down and getting them out of the cell and recycling them, or sending them to our excretory systems, either for urine or feces? Yeah. Lysosome. You got it. That's right. Lysosome is an organelle in the cell, and it's basically full of a bunch of enzymes. And those enzymes can break down any excess stuff that's not needed anymore. Very good. Thank you. All right. Yeah, so you guys, this is the cell. Maybe this will help us a little bit. Remember this? We did this little exercise. Assignment number. Anybody? Assignment number, what is it? 7? Is this number 7? That works for me. Okay, yeah, so this one we put it all together, right? What the cell needs going in and out. So just some examples. Here's oxygen, right? Goes in, carbon dioxide comes out. So we have to regulate carbon dioxide by getting rid of it. Water is a good example. We have water coming from our food or when we drink it. It goes into the cell, and it's part of the cytoplasm, right? Salts as well, what we call electrolytes. So that's just like salt. Those are in the cytoplasm, and the cell has to maintain the right amount of water and the right amount of salts in the cell. And any excess, it gets sent out of the cell, and then it goes to the kidneys and comes out as urine, right? Along with also byproducts from DNA and proteins, which would be the urea, right? Breakdown products. That's why your pee is yellow, because of urea. All right, so that's what the cell does to regulate. So yeah, we're going to talk about some different, I think I'm going to do it on this board here. We'll talk about some different aspects of homeostasis that our cell needs to be involved in. Here we go. You see okay, right? Try to make this a little bit bigger. Yeah.
Full screen is
full screen. Oh yes.
there.
That's right.
That's fine.
Pretty. You guys can see this okay? All right. So let's talk about homeostasis. Actually, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to talk with your neighbor. We'll just do for a minute. What are some of the things that your body needs to regulate homeostasis? Okay, temperature was one. So try to come up with some others with your partners, and then we'll discuss it as a class. Salt. Yes. That's fine. That's smart.
You just need to pass to go quickly? Sure. Yeah, you can just take one of those passes to go. If you ever need to stay longer,
Oh, you guys, when you come up with something, you can write it underneath that box that says homeostasis. Just underneath there, and I'll do it together. Write it over there, yeah, on that sheet. I'll give you about 30 seconds to write down on a sheet. Level 47. Really? Okay. Thanks, guys. Let's share some. So I'm just gonna. I had some already. Water. I heard. That's a good one. What else? Just shout it out. That's fine. Shout it out. Food. Yep. Food. Energy. Right. I heard somebody when I was walking around say salt. Salt is true, right? Salt, also known as electrolytes. That's it. You know, you drink an energy drink and it has electrolytes. That's salt in there because when you sweat, you have salt in your sweat. You need to replenish that and maintain it. Your body needs that salt. What was the other one? How about breathing? When we breathe, starts with an O. You guys said it already before. Oxygen, yes. Oxygen, and what goes with oxygen? Oxygen comes in, CO2 goes out, all right? Think about it, that's the opposite of plants. With plants, they take CO2, and with photosynthesis, they produce sugar and oxygen. They're doing the opposite of what our mitochondria do. All right, oh, another good one is that you don't think of, and I think we haven't really talked about it yet, is pH, right? It's the balance of salt and acid and base in our bodies. So pH is another important one. Okay, cool. I think that's a really good start. So now we're going to talk about like what regulates all of these different things and get into that, like how our body does it, because our body is much more complicated than a single cell, right? And if you recall, going back to another one of our assignments, yeah. You guys want to take a break before watching the video? You guys are doing really good. I don't mind giving you a little break. Or do you want to watch the video? Hands up for a video. Hands up for break. Okay, we'll do like 5 minutes, okay? We'll do one break now, and then if we're good and we're on time, we'll do another break in another 30 minutes. Sound good? 5 minutes. Yeah.
Slide the digits. No, Luke always wants to. Wait,